we've systemized after the fundamentals, okay? You have those. Then from there, we've systemized position and timing. I've spent my whole career talking shit on systems, and then not to realize that I was creating one.
You are now tuning in to the Relentless Project. Real people, real stories, real life.
Well, bro, I appreciate you for jumping on. For those of you who don't know, I have Yinzer Boxing Coach himself, Chris Williams. I've seen you around the scenes, 247 and stuff like that. I've heard your name quite a few times, and we've been kind of bouncing around the idea of jumping on the podcast, so I appreciate you for jumping on.
Of course.
And one thing I like to do before we get into the mix is like kind of help people get to know you a little better. So did you grow up in Pittsburgh? Being Yinzer Boxing Coach, you kind of had to be a Yinzer
Listen to
native.
me talk. I'm a Yinzer through and through.
Where'd you go? Did you go to school here?
Carrick. I'm from Carrick.
Okay. You're the first pro poker player I think I even have come in contact with, let alone talk to. How does that come about? Like, is it just a hobby that develops into?
Yeah. Just like everybody else, when Chris Moneymaker won, I started playing when I was a kid. Like, I think it was 03 or something he won, and it boomed. And some of us, I have other friends. I have a friend, Kenny Heineke, who moved to Vegas. He plays for a living. And then there's other people that I grew up with that do really well with it. But some play for a living, some don't.
What's the biggest pot you ever played for?
I won Full Tilt used to have, before there was Black Friday, which basically shut online poker down for a while. When it was booming, they had Poker Stars, had their big Sunday tournaments. There was the big Sunday tournament on Full Tilt Poker. I come in 5th for $32,000 was the biggest pot I've ever won. But that was heavy. That was a heavy win.
I couldn't imagine playing for $32,000.
Yeah.
You leave this table.
What first would have been I think first was $150K. Was first. I come in 5th.
Bro, that's wild.
Yeah. After that, I kind of trying to think. I played that. I did that, and then after that, I kind of waned away from it, and then come back to it again. The last time I played for a living, truly for a living, where that's all I was doing. I always had side gigs, whatever it may be, working at Giant Eagle. I worked there for a long period of time as a kid.
Hey, shout out Giant Eagle, man. That's a Pittsburgh staple.
Dude, I'm fucking Yinzer. And then I worked at UPS. So I worked at UPS part-time, which the paycheck wasn't shit. You did it for the benefits. So I had that on the side but for maybe about 2 years, I did it fully for a living. Right when I started at Fight Club Pittsburgh, okay? And literally the only person I was training was Kama and Justin at the time. I didn't even have fight. I was new that I was just there. I was just a coach. No one even knew who I was, And then at that time, I was still playing. I was playing tournament poker, and I would have my small check. I would get my checks from from Fight Club, and then I was playing tournament poker. And tournament poker is not consistent. You win big. I'd win 15K, and then you don't win shit for 9 weeks. Then you win 8K. You know what I mean? So it's
dude, that's a grind.
You're right. It's absolutely
a grind.
So that's the way it was. I was ranked. My goal then was to get #1 in the state, and the dude that was #1 in the state was one of them dudes that played 40 tournaments at a time, and just it was just impossible to catch him. But I finished 2nd in the state. I was ranked 2nd in the state. That's I don't know, probably 5, 6, 7. Well, I guess whenever I started there, so maybe 8, 9 years ago, and that was kind of I did that, and then it kind of waned off. The site I was playing on went real crypto heavy, and I wasn't comfortable getting into that. Not using regular money.
Pay with crypto.
Yeah, and I wasn't. So that, and then it all kind of worked out that fighting started to pick up, and then so I haven't played in probably 3, 4, 5 years now. But now that my son's getting older and I'm finding more time, I'm starting. Like I've been thinking about, oh, you get in a little side hustle. Duh.
Dude,
Do
why?
that again?
Dude, that's like the easy, not the easiest side
But
hustle.
I always play online. I don't go anywhere. I don't go to the casinos. I will play at a casino. Like when I go to Vegas, like when Adam Milstead was in the UFC and we'd go to Vegas, or when Kama was in Vegas, not so much Kama because we were stuck where we were, but when I would go with Adam, where we would stay, wherever we would stay, I would just go downstairs. Like we would work out, and then I would go downstairs and hustle the rooms till like 3 in the morning.
Dude,
and sleep in,
that money,
then go, go back to training and etc.
What were the buy-ins in Vegas? Because I was just in Vegas and dude,
nothing. Dude, I never played I'm not rich from it. You know what I mean? I made a living. I wasn't rich. So like I would play like
I go broke at casinos. Yeah, that's the difference.
I think I was playing like 2-5 or 1-3. Nothing crazy. You know what I mean? Like $500 buy-ins. Nothing.
It's blackjack or roulette. I just tried, what is it, 3-hand or 3-card?
I don't play any of that shit.
Well, I don't either. And I fucking sat down. I was with my boy, and he's like, "Bro, easiest game you can play in the casino." Bro, I got wiped.
Yeah, well, it's all luck.
I'm like, fuck this. So that's my next question. Is poker, like, obviously you need to know what you're doing to be good at it, but is it more like a luck, or is there a specific skill?
There's definitely skill. People wouldn't play for a living if it wasn't skill. Here's the best thing I can give to you. The best argument is, so you just said you lost a lot of money on roulette?
On 3-card. Roulette, I got a specific strategy for roulette.
But is there a skill to it?
It's not that there's a skill. With roulette, you want to bet where the odds are in your favor. So, like, usually, I'm not even going to I'll play certain positions outside of the table that gives me like 80-85% chance of winning. Okay. So essentially the money I put in, I have 85% chance of making more than that. Okay. Now I have a higher percentage of breaking even and an even higher percentage of losing minimally.
That's, in a way, that's kind of how poker works. You put yourself in an advantageous. That's the way my mind works. Even with fighting, put ourselves in the most advantageous positions. There's still statisticals like if I got a fight coming up, it's not my job to be like, oh, well, we're going to win. It's my assessment. All right, we got about a 20% chance of winning this. Let me get that to 30. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a. I don't look at fights like people say, who do you think's going to win between player A and player B? It's, well, if player A does this, player B does this, I'll assess it at about 60% this guy, 40% that guy.
So the hustle and the mindset of poker kind of transitions into your fight philosophy.
It definitely does. And one of the biggest things that it helps is understanding people. I read people like books. Like what makes you click, what makes you tick. I say certain things to certain people that'll, you know what I mean, motivate them. Some things work for different people. Some people, you motherfuck them. Some people, you got to pat them on their ass.
Dude, that is the most important part, I think, of being a coach, other than obviously knowing what you're talking about, is knowing how to motivate your fighter. Because you'll see a coach who's the same way with everyone. It's wrong. And they'll have great fighters, and then they'll have fighters who just don't get it, and then the fighters will go to a different gym, and then they take off. And it's like, it's not a cookie cutter approach. So it's interesting that, yeah, you have to find like what works. The first thing I do when I'm like helping, because I'm not a coach, I'll like see like, all right, one, what's their style? You know, what gets under their skin? Because that's something we're gonna have to implement. And then how do you motivate them to build the discipline? Right. And then it's the strategy and all that stuff. But like, that's interesting that poker transitions. What got you into fighting?
I fought as a kid. I was an amateur boxer.
Okay, so you started off as a boxer. Did you do, obviously, if you're in the game, did you do Golden Gloves at all? Or you ever heard of Devin Siegfried?
Yep.
I've had him on.
Yeah.
Dude,
I know Devin, yeah, of course.
He's got a fight coming up.
Fight's Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
I got an extra ticket. If anyone's interested. But yeah, dude, he's supposed to fight for some belt.
I'm not opposed to going, but me going Thursday, I'm going to be away this week. I'm going to be going Thursday to Saturday for Carly. Coming home Saturday, going back out Saturday night. Yeah, I don't know. Probably gonna just get the
me walking in with Yinzer Boxing Coach.
Yeah, I'll probably order the stream.
So you fought as a kid, and then what? One thing I like to learn about fighters essentially is what was the transition from fighter to coach? Because there's a lot of fighters who try to become coaches and they're not successful, because you can be a fighter, but to be a teacher and an instructor, it's a whole different world.
Yeah.
So what led you to transition into, instead of pursuing the fighting career, pursuing the coaching career?
When I always saw myself as a coach, like even when I fought. Like, remember you've seen the Mighty Ducks, right?
Oh, come on, dude.
Of course.
Quack.
Right.
Quack.
Remember when Charlie Conway said he was like I'll make a better coach than a player in Ducks 1?
Yeah,
when
he had
to get off for Adam Banks and stuff.
Yeah.
That, like, for some reason that quote always rung with me, and now I know why.
There's some people, and it's not about,
like, I don't know why.
It is
just
leadership,
like,
right? But I think Mighty Ducks was a great movie to instill like coaching philosophy and leadership. And,
yeah,
dude, because I watched that and I'm like, I don't even play hockey. I want to play hockey just to be with this guy, you know?
My little cousin lived with my cousins lived with me for like 6 months, and my little cousin Lainey, every little kid has a movie. Her movie was Mighty Ducks 2. So I saw that movie like 7,000 times.
That's interesting. Usually little kids have like the Disney, the Pixar.
They all got their
like
one movie that they go to.
Mighty Ducks. So what would you say your coaching philosophy is? Everyone has a different one. What is something that you try to instill in fighters and your approach to fighters?
In what regard? Like tactically or
just in general? Like someone comes up to you, right? You just had damn, her name's slipping me, but you just had a UFC contender come into town, and someone asked you like, "Hey, can you coach her?" Do you just take everyone, or because you said one of your coaching philosophies is very personal, like one-on-one rather than like a group setting?
Right.
What do you look for in someone when you decide to take them on, and then where do you go from there?
Usually I take anybody on. I'm kind of having said that, if people are listening, I'm getting to a point where like I got to say no. So if you're not going to be consistent, like I'm pretty, not tooting my own horn, but my phone rings a lot. So
consistency is something you look for. Someone who's willing to do this.
Consistency, I can tell you right now, like the people that are making it are the people that are the most consistent.
Relentless.
There you go.
Oh.
Like Kama Worthy, 2 days a week. Every week for as long as I can remember until we stop working together. John DeJesus, 1 or 2 days a week, every single week. They don't miss. Shaka Worthy, every single week. Justin, I can't tell you when Patton missed. I couldn't tell you the last time he missed.
When his eye got fucking destroyed, did he still go? But I had him here like 3 days later, and he's just like, talking to me like this. Yeah, that dude's insane. Yeah, consistency is important with anything, right? Like when I first started this podcast, one thing I didn't want to do is have it be an MMA podcast, right? Like, because in my mind, I was in it and like.
You were in MMA?
Yeah, I train at Style.
Okay.
You know, I do a whole nine. I train DT. I did a couple amateur fights way back in the day.
That's what I was asking. I knew you did all that. I didn't know you fought.
Yeah, well, I grew up fighting in the street. And, you know, some dude brings me into, a homie of mine brings me into the gym. Oh, you fight?
Yeah.
Well, learned the hard way that.
Right. Where are you from?
Erie.
Okay.
So.
That's a tough area.
Oh, yeah.
You know Drew McNair?
Not by name.
He's the best boxing coach nobody knows about. Period.
Oh. I'm going to have to look him up. He's an Erie guy?
Yeah. He's real quiet. Keeps to himself.
Those are the scary ones.
He keeps to himself. He's a fucking beast.
Those are the scary ones.
I don't want to say people don't know about him. If you know the game, you know Drew. Like, you know him. Like, I'm talking like he's a motherfucker that people know around the country. But he's just not, like, popular.
Is he a social media guy?
No.
That's why.
He Facebook, like he talks a shit on Facebook just playing around, you know what I mean? Having fun. He has fun, but no.
Facebook's become like a thing for
He ain't someone
family.
that sells himself. He ain't all about that hoopla shit.
Dude, and that blows my mind when I see people like you. Your name pops up. Any fighter I've talked to, they know you. You know, they know you. They know of you. They know what you're about.
Results speak louder than words.
But like, people gauge social media in the sense of like, how good is he? Let me check his social media. Because I was guilty of that.
Yeah.
You know, I looked, I was like, oh shit, I thought this dude would have been fucking booming. You know?
Right.
But like every time I see you at the fights, I don't think I hear you say 5 fucking words to anyone other than a fighter you're working with.
Well, I'm there for a job.
Yeah, dude.
I'm
That's
there to win.
I like that. That's the fucking mindset I love. So I didn't want to have an MMA podcast. But the more I spoke to fighters, everyone's drive is different. Everyone's, you know,
Every fighter has a story.
everyone has a story.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, you know what? I can fucking use this and like apply it to anything. And one thing I learned is when I talk to people like you and fighters and stuff like that, you can apply that mindset, that theology, that drive to any aspect in life, any career field, any business venture. And if you can approach life like you approach fighting, legitimately, like not people who like, I want to be a fighter, and they go to the gym and get smacked up and then they miss 2 weeks and they go and then they're walking around like, I fight. But like people who take it serious, when you can apply that mindset to life, you tend to see, and you're consistent, you tend to see people who are more successful.
Right.
So it's always interesting to have people like you on. Why do you prefer the smaller or one-on-one? And this might be a dumb question, but there are people out there who love group classes and group coaching and large.
They need patted on the ass.
Is that okay? So what's your
People that need to be in groups need patted on the ass. They're the people that need to be with a group and go, hoo, rah, rah. They're not leaders. They're not willing to stand on their own.
You about to be pissing everybody off. I'm fucking with it.
No, I mean, I'm not saying like if you're a person that needs to be in a group setting, you're not confident enough in yourself to stand alone. That's all.
Makes sense.
How are you going to fight? You get
with
locked
your
in
team, bro. With your team,
yeah.
All 5 of us in here.
Where they at? They told you how good you are for the last 2 months. Now, where they at now?
What's who was your first fighter? Do you remember who your first fighter was, whether big or small? Like, you're a coach, right? Because everyone has a first fighter. You decide to become a coach, and now you get tasked with, hey, this is your person to build up.
My first amateur boxer was named Christian George.
And how'd you feel when you were like, now it's grind time, it's time? Because I'm sure you were fighting, but when you're coaching, or were you always kind of like coaching someone on like?
He was like the only one I was coaching, and I was still kind of fighting, and then, you know what I mean? But it was then, like, when I coached him, he became, like, the best very fast. So I was like, oh, I know something, you know? Doing something okay.
Try it again.
The first MMA fighter that asked for my help was Kamaworthy.
And was that to develop his boxing?
I don't know why.
Because he just...
I don't know. I was just there. Maybe I was just there in the right place, right time. He needed a coach. Someone said, hey, work with Chris, and, you know. I've never asked to coach one person, ever. I don't recruit. I've never marketed. I've never asked or been, hey, I want to coach this part. I've never done that once. Every single thing I've coached has been someone else maybe setting up a situation for me, or someone at this point, people reaching out. And I'm to be honest with you, it's petty, but I don't even like, I kind of like the fact, it's kind of like an arrogance now that I'm like, I'm not reaching out to you. I don't need to. I build them. I'll build you. Every situation I've been put in, I've been put in from, I don't say the ground up, but for Justin Patton, it was the ground up. But for every situation I've been put in, it's been, I've just dealt the hand I'm dealt, and we grow from there. It just happens to be that a lot of the hands that I've been involved in have flourished.
I wonder why that is. Coincidence?
It's a giant coincidence. Irony. Must be the basics. That's all I know.
So that's okay. You see some of these coaches out here trying to like teach some, what do they call it? Like McDojo stuff. You ever heard of the McDojo?
Yeah,
guy?
McDojo gyms.
Yeah. Are you more of like a principal guy, or are you a technique guy? Like what are some of the things that you push for when you're coaching? Because like in jiu-jitsu, we get principle-based coaching, and then we get coaches who just technique. Here's a technique. Here's another technique. Here's another technique.
Right. All of the above.
Hybrid.
It starts from the ground up. Technique, fundamentals. Once the MMA fundamentals are built, if we're talking about MMA, because boxing's different.
It's a whole different world, yeah.
It's different. You can't teach people the same things. Like for example, Tyrus Kerr, I'm training him right now, and he wants to box but we know he's going into MMA. So when I teach him, and I'll explain to him, I'll be like, hey, if we were pure boxing, you could do this right now, and this would be the best move. But you're going to go into MMA, and I don't want that habit there because it's going to get crushed when you go to MMA. So you have to iron all that out, right? The best piece of advice I've ever been given, the wrestling coach at Fight Club, his name was Sylvester Turkey. He's like literally a legend in Japan. He's been in like so many commercials. He was in K1, fought for the title. Oh. He was in like a bunch of movies and stuff over there. And but he was 2-time, I think 3-time All-American. I'm probably messing his numbers up. He won national title for NC State at heavyweight, etc. He was a wrestling coach at Fight Club for a long time. He said, and I have his quote written in the peach pit. Underneath, I have his quote, and then underneath it I have what we call the Yinzer mentals, which are the fundamentals for MMA. Okay?
The Yinzer mentals.
The Yinzer mentals. Everything's blended together. Okay? He said, MMA is not a buffet that you get to go and just choose whatever you want to eat. It's a piece of supreme pizza. You take one big bite, you got to blend it all together. It's all one big thing. So like with the Yinzer mentals, so if we're building a fighter from the ground up, if we're doing MMA, okay, you start with the Yinzer mentals and they take time because you have to, dude, every inch matters. You got to take the time. Again, I can't work on every inch if there's 30 people in class. You're doing a fundamental class with 30 people, fundamentals aren't going to be that good.
Yeah, because it's hard to hone in and dial in. You can't.
Everybody's different. Everybody's body moves different. Justin Patton's body moves a lot different than Chris Hustleton's. They're completely different builds. Their technique's different. Everything. Okay, so where was I?
Yinzer mentals.
Yeah. So
mentals.
We build the fundamentals for MMA, meaning there's things in boxing you do that get eaten up by Muay Thai. There's things in Muay Thai you do that get eaten up by boxing. We don't do those things. We cut out all that fat that can get eaten up. Everything's blended together. Okay? When was the last, like, you see the people I train?
Oh, yeah.
How often you see them get hit with a clean, hard shot in a fight? There's a reason for that.
Yeah, I can't think of the last time.
There's a reason for that. We've systemized after the fundamentals, okay? You have those. Then from there, we've systemized position and timing. I've spent my whole career talking shit on systems, and then not to realize that I was creating one. And the thing is, like, but I didn't just appoint one. Like you said, leaders, you said before, leaders just grow. You don't appoint yourself as a leader. They're thrust into position based off their actions for other people. You know who said that? Drew McNair.
Dude, drop bombs. Drop bombs.
So get me back to where I was because I started.
Yinzer mentals, and then no clean hits after Yinzer mentals.
Okay, so from there, I'm still losing my train.
We're developing your fighter from the ground up.
Yeah.
So you did the Yinzer mentals.
This is going to happen from time to time.
Bro,
too.
My ADHD fires. It's cool. That's why we're here. That's why I don't fuck with the podcasts that are so structured and it's like fuck it, dude.
So build the fundamentals for MMA. Okay. Then from there, everybody's different. You know, you can't. Some people got to come forward. Some people fight more of a counter style, etc. It just depends on who they are as a person, who their demeanor is, what they like. You know, some people just, and you got to wane that back. Some people want to counter the whole time, and it's just everybody's different, just who they want, you know, etc. And yeah. So,
what skills do you value in, or do you emphasize in your training? Like, what are things that no matter who the fighter is, you need to make sure you hit on as a coach?
Fundamentals. Like Michael Jordan said, if the fundamentals are there, everything else rises. That's why everybody that comes to me, their game flourishes. I'm not asking you. Like some people, there's a narrative, you got to fight the way Chris Williams says. No, you don't. But if you come, I'm going to give you what you need when you come to me. Justin Patton fights exactly the way Chris Williams thinks it should be done. Like he's like Yinzer built to a T, all the way to the systematic positioning, the timing of everything, all that, okay? But not different people, different ways. Some people just take this, some people just take that. But if you're with me all the way through, you're getting to that point. Carly's close. Cheyenne's getting there.
I heard Carly could beat Justin Patton.
Carly could beat.
That's the rumor.
A lot of people.
He's about to be in my DMs. Like,
he don't care. He'll be the first to tell you that.
Dude, she's.
That's my point. Getting back to the systems. I didn't appoint us. That's right. That's where I lost my train of thought. We went into Drew McNair after the leadership. You said about leaders, they don't appoint themselves. I didn't appoint a system and like, I'm going to create this. It just like, I was like, all right, we're going to iron this out. We're going to iron this out. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. That doesn't work. This does work. Took a fucking decade. And I was like, oh, fuck. We have a system. Like they go here, we're here. Boom, 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 boom. It's all a dance. You do this, we do that. You do this, we do that. You do this, we do that. We have everything set in place. There's like your moves don't fucking work because of the system. People switch. Like come to Saturday at Stouts. Watch people switch. Like Shaka says, Coach. He said what he said. I always say this quote. He said, Coach, when they be switching, we just know what did he say? Coach, when they're switching, we just know they be confused. It's the truth. The motherfuckers start spinning and stuff like, we gotcha. We're 30 seconds in, you're already spinning. You are lost, dude. Cool moves.
It's a part of the system. Well, do you think that
dude, no move, no anything can beat superior positioning, a teep, and a jab. Nothing. If that's on point, it'll be boring. It'll be a boring fight to watch, but that's it.
And so I forgot what I was going to say with this. When people start twisting and turning, do you think that comes from a place of like desperation? Like they've all their strategies gone out the window because they can't get past the system? Not necessarily
desperation. It's more so, it's not like they're throwing a kitchen sink like, oh man, I'm lost. It's more so like, I don't want to get into it.
Secrets.
It's not like they're desperate. It's just that one thing is people try moves because they think they work. Does that make sense? Like they might just try a move. Like I'm going to do this. Like I'm going to switch and throw this because I've been working on it.
A sense of experimentation.
Yeah, that type of thing.
Interesting. What's one of your notable fighters that come to mind as soon as I asked you? Like big name you've worked on or currently working on?
I mean, there's a few. I mean, I got,
just one. I don't want anyone to be offended if you don't pick them, but like, I'd like for you, if you would, walk me through like their journey, right? Because I think it's cool when you see something from the ground up, like Justin Patton. You said he was from the beginning. Mm-hmm. To see someone evolve, like how does that make you feel as a coach, as a leader?
Justin Patton will, when he makes it, and it didn't happen last fight because of an eye poke, unfortunately.
Which I talked to the other guy, dude. He was beat the fuck up about it, man. Like, he was talking about how he let down his family, the fans, Patton. How does that make you feel as a coach? I got to talk to Patton about it. I got to talk to him about it. How does that make you feel as a coach that you've prepared for this night?
I mean,
I just want to take a second to shout out a few companies who believed in me. These were one of our first official sponsors, so huge shout out. Today's episode is proudly sponsored by Carbo Jewelers, established in 1997 on the values of honesty and integrity. Whether you're searching for the perfect piece, need expert repair services, visit Carbo Jewelers in Newark's Ironbound District, where your jewelry is always in safe hands. This episode is also brought to you by Continental Jewelers, proudly serving Hudson County, New Jersey since 1964. Whether you're seeking a timeless piece or need expert repairs, they've got you covered. Visit Continental Jewelers, your trusted source for all things jewelry. You can find them on Instagram at Carbo Jewelers or online at carbojewelers.com. Lastly, big shout out to Carbo Trading. Besides coins, precious metals, and jewelry, if it could be traded and collected, he's probably got it. They can be found on Instagram at carbo.trading. You can find all of our sponsors out online on our sponsor page at therelentlessproject.com.
It was just like it was like we didn't even fight. It was like you know what I mean? It's like the night didn't even happen almost. It's a no contest. It's just like, what was it, 2 minutes in? Nothing even, the fight didn't even really, fight was like just starting to settle in. I don't know.
Dude, they were getting warm. I feel like it was starting to get going, and then
Patton had his timing. Patton, as soon as Patton caught a beat on him, dude poked him. He didn't do it on purpose, but neither does John Jones. Neither does Leon Edwards. I've competed against that dude in the past. One other time, I actually wasn't there. I had a fighter named Chris Mitchell. Patton was there. Patton went. I believe Patton helped corner. I wasn't there. It was over in Philly or wherever, and it was when Mitchell was like 1-0, and at the time Cafaro was like 2-1, 3-1, something like that, maybe 3-0. I don't know. It was the beginning of their careers. The fight ended. Take a wild guess how.
I'm gonna just shoot from the hip here. Eye poke.
Eye poke, same eye, but it was a TKO when it was in Philly. I'm not saying it was on purpose, but I've competed against you twice, and both times you've poked us in the eye. I'm not mad at you. If you're not cheating, you ain't trying, in my opinion. But, you know, I don't know.
I'm going to be unbiased.
I don't know.
That's a tough one.
It's a tough one to say. Like, I'm not saying he did it on purpose, but
there's
it's
a pattern.
Just like, there's a pattern. There's a pattern.
Okay. Mm-hmm. On that note, now, what the MMA scene here is booming, right?
It's blossoming.
It's blossoming. It's blossoming. Mm-hmm. It's starting. It's on its path. Do you find more fulfillment in the boxing world, or is MMA something you've moved into and you're going to stick to, or are you dabbling in both?
No, I told Derek Gianta, and I said this on a 247 podcast. I told him like a few years ago, we were talking, and I was like, you know, Tommy Ankela is like the man. He's the man in boxing in this area. And I was like, rightfully so. You know, he's done a lot to work for it. And I said, I'm going to be the guy in MMA. I said, I'm going to be the striking coach in MMA. I'm going to be the one that puts his shit through the fucking roof, just like Tommy did with boxing. He put us on a map. You know, Tommy set a bar for people.
Who did he just have in his gym that fought? He just had a big Hall of Famer in his gym.
Tommy did?
Yeah, like a couple years ago, 2 years ago.
Oh, Roy Jones.
Roy Jones.
Roy Jones,
okay.
yeah. Roy
Dude,
Jones.
like to have...
He is a kid now named Atif Overton he's going to win a world title with. He's out of Philly originally, but now he's with Tommy. They're going to win a world title.
Is he... Obviously, he's pro. How many fights is he in?
Atif is like 9. He's like 9 or 10, 11-0. He was PBC's #1 prospect. The kid's the real deal. And he's Tommy. Tommy's style, they're perfect for each other. They're gonna go real far. Everything's blossoming, dude. From fucking amateur boxing, like Richie Canalina's doing his thing. He got national champions. Team 412, Ryan Flora. All these guys got big things going on in amateur boxing. Tommy's doing it in pro boxing. We're doing it in MMA.
I'm excited for just being around the scene for 3 years. It's like growing and taking off. You know, with the 247 promotion being here,
that's a big deal. We need a place for people to fight. We need people to. They do a very good job of promoting.
And I'm hoping for their arena that
December 21st. I think
every time I talk, it's yeah. So I'm hoping, but I'm hoping what they can do for their arena is provide a spot for fighters from any gym to come to and get that look in the cage, because it's a whole different feel to be in that cage, to be where you're going to be fighting. You get to train where you're fighting. Where else do you get to do that? Like in the UFC, you don't fucking go in the cage and warm up, fight weeks before. You know, I think that would be something different, something new. You know, like Wednesdays, it's, you know, the leaders of each gym bring your 2 fights, bring your 2 fighters, or bring 4 fighters coming in. That's what I would like to see, because that's going to develop the game to a whole nother level.
Yeah. So are you saying like to get them comfortable in there, per se?
To get them comfortable, to get them in that mindset, right?
Here's the thing against what you just said. Again, so like on coaching philosophy. One thing I took to heart, I had a kid I used to fight with. His name was Robert Weeson. His nickname was Chunk. He's from Munhall.
Chunk.
Yeah. Chunk, probably, arguably the hardest. The kid could punch, like naturally punch. Always in street fights. Type of kid that just isn't afraid to fight on the drop of a dime, period, right? We would always spar when we fought at Carrick, okay? Our coach was big on everybody comes here, everybody comes here. We always spar here, we always spar here, okay? And So Chunk told me, he was like, dude, I could spar the same person. If we spar at Carrick, I'm completely comfortable. If we go somewhere else, I'm nervous as hell. And he was like, it created an entitlement home base for me that I always felt comfortable. So I myself always said, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to have a home. Like when we spar, we're going elsewhere. If you notice, anytime a Yinzer Boxing sparring, we're stout. We're going to boxing gyms. We're going elsewhere. I want them to feel that, oh shit, every time.
Okay.
It's a part of it.
That's interesting.
It's a part of it. You got to be comfortable being uncomfortable, per se.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense because come fight night, everything, all the additional adrenaline and
some
stuff.
people want everything to be like perfect, like everything lined up, and then when it's not, they're all out of sorts. It's just like, you know, the fight ain't gonna be that way.
Yeah, I guess I was looking at more of
I get it. No, I get
outsourced. You know, like because everyone cross trains, right? Matt Factory has the Sundays and Stout has the Saturdays, and then these other gyms have days where everyone comes in and gives each other good looks. I was thinking that'd be a good place
to do it. That's true. 100%.
You know,
definitely.
like get your fight teams, not like someone like me coming in, but like get your fight team in there, get them in the cage with, you know, Patton and you know, Siebert, you know, a little different, but
right.
Just a quick names, but just getting people in the mix and developing that melting pot. Because one thing I love about Pittsburgh scene is you can be fighting a dude in the cage, and then next week you're training with them and their team.
Well, it's like, so back in the day, like when it was just starting, you had to have local gyms fight each other. You had to. It's just, it wasn't big enough. There wasn't so many people. Now we've reached a point that, like, all right, like if amateurs are gonna fight, who gives a shit? It's amateurs. Like a lot of the, I'll tell you now, a lot of these amateur MMA fighters need to get a mindset like an amateur boxing. Like, you just fight, take fights. You're trying to build a career for what? Just take fights and get better.
Get that experience.
Get the experience. Get the experience that you're ready to turn pro. Because then, like, now you really gotta, now the record matters. I'm not saying take any fight in every fight. Just be an idiot and just fight anybody. You know, you got to take good fights, but like, don't cherry pick it.
Yeah, get your look in.
Get your look in. Fight up. You know what I mean? Test yourself and so you know what you got when you're moving forward.
Yeah, the amateur scene's like incubation. I feel like that's where you hone in your cuts, your diets, your see what works, see what doesn't work, your routine, you know, I know some people have a ritual, right? Like, you know, 2 weeks before the fight, this is what I'm doing. A week before, this is what I'm doing. That's where you hone that in, because you don't want to become pro and then you're focusing on the fighter, but now you're figuring shit out still. And that's what I try to when I talk to a lot of the amateurs. I'm like, well, how do you approach the amateur scene? Like, what do you? And some of them approach it kind of like a pro scene, right? Like, you know, they're talking their shit, they're repping their shit, which is I'm all cool with. I'm all about building a brand and stuff. But like, it's like, dude, right now you should be focusing on the basics, the fundamentals, the cutting, the diets. Like, what's going to work? Are you going to have a nutritionist? Are you not? Do you have a strength coach? Do you not? Do you, like, you build your team, you're building everything, and then when you become pro, it's go.
The most important thing to the brand is winning.
Yeah, I would say there's no brand with no winning.
There's two people. It's not like a restaurant or something or a nightclub. There's two people to get into a cage, okay? They're in their underwear or sports bra, whatever. You lock the cage, okay? And you simulate murder in front of everybody, in front of maybe the world, okay? It doesn't get any more the two things people fear the most, this isn't Chris Williams' opinion, this is studies have proven this, are public ridicule and death. So you fight someone in front of a crowd. It's literally the closest thing, outside of war, the closest thing to that. It's as primal as it gets. The truth's coming out in there. The truth is coming out. You might want to face it.
I'm a huge proponent of that. Like, you can train all you want, talk all your shit, and like, but fighting is one of the only things that you can do to see what you're fucking made of, right? Because you can go train and, hey, hold on, I'm tired, I'm taking a break. Like, you can't really push yourself unless you're with that coach who's like, no, fucking do it. But you still have the choice to be like, no.
Right.
In that cage, in that ring, it's like, you're not just gonna walk out. You can't. You have to perform or you have to lose.
You're not in a fight until you haven't proven anything until you beat someone that can beat you. So, like, yeah, so someone's building a career, right? For example, just take like boxing, for example. You get someone who's like 15-0, and this is the person that they're trying to build. This is the person that the money's behind, okay? They're not going to fight people that are 2-10 forever. He's 15-0. Okay, he's going to fight someone who's 17-2. If they don't, if that 15-0 is a 3 or 4 to 1 favorite, but if they don't show up, they're going to lose. Like, you got to show up, and like you're fighting someone that's a threat. Even though you're the favorite and you should win, you're fighting someone that's a threat. Beat them. And then how do you do that? Did you blast them out of there? Okay, that says something. Did you have a majority decision against this person? You know?
Or did you both get cut the fuck up and bleed?
Yeah,
dude,
that's what I'm saying.
Fights like that, I'm like, you know, or they do the fucking let's throw down. Everyone should be standing at that point. What's your vision for the MMA scene here in Pittsburgh? Like, where do you see it? Where do you see it going? Where do you see it developing into? What do you like hope to see?
I want like ultimately, I want us to be like the 4th sports franchise. Like, we don't have a basketball team. You got Pirates, Penguins, Steelers. I want like every other week people like, what you doing? Oh, I'm gonna watch such and such fight. I want the Pittsburgh's combat sports scene to get to a point where we're like the 4th sports franchise.
Yeah, big goals, well, but that's exactly what you gotta have. And I do see it going there, man, with that promotion. A lot of promotions come here too and go, and with jiu-jitsu picking up and, you know, boxing, like you said, the boxing scene's picking up. I think like the next thing people do, like Devin. I talked to Devin, it's a good homie of mine, great boxer. Even he starts to talk like, I think I want to get into MMA. And it's like, he does jiu-jitsu, but his primary focus is boxing. But a lot of the people, when they want to like push themselves to the next level, it's always, I think I want to try MMA. I want to dabble in MMA. I want to go into MMA. Because it's the ultimate, like boxing's very strategic. It's like a dance. It's its own world. Oftentimes we see MMA people going into boxing and they're like, fuck, this is different. But like MMA, since it encompasses everything, you can have a Muay Thai fighter, a boxer, a striker, a jiu-jitsu guy, an Olympic wrestler. Like, it kind of tests what started the UFC, like which fight style is the most dominant.
So to your point, doesn't there have to be at some point, like, this is the questions I ask myself, doesn't there have to be a best way? Like, there's a Muay Thai way, there's this way. Well, it's MMA, it's all blended together. Isn't there, maybe it's a kick in this point, maybe it's a punch in this point, maybe it's, and that's just keeping it simple. You know, like, isn't there a best way to do things? Let's try and figure that out.
I think the best way, I don't think there is a best way with MMA, because if you're predominantly a striker and you can't wrestle the best way.
Well, yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? So it's like, that's what I love about MMA. You can go in there and it's like, is it going to be a tap out? Is it going to be a knockout? Is it going to be, it could be anything.
But do you feel that like there's a style that like that there's a, I'm not saying that this style will always be the best, but like, do you feel that there's a style that could be best for MMA?
I think what I've seen personally, and I don't know if this is a style, but it's the people who go in there like they're laid back. You know, their arms are down, their shoulders, and they're just like kind of like
well, they're comfortable.
Yeah, it's that comfortable look, right? Because when I fight and I see someone like kind of tense and this, I'm like, okay, like,
right.
But when I see them comfortable, I'm like, fuck, like. What, or I hit them.
So you mean the people that run to the cage screaming and yelling? You're not like buying it?
That don't do nothing to me. You know, like when it's the quiet fucking dudes who walk in, they do the little circle, and they're just like, this is another Saturday night to me. I'm like,
it's Tuesday.
I'm like, fuck, dude.
Yeah, right.
You know, and I think that's why a lot of people who not saying everyone does that, but the people who like do the screaming and and they're in your face, and it's like they're trying to push that uncomfortableness on you.
That's exactly what they're doing.
You know, and I always ask, like, do you get scared when you go in a ring? A lot of people are like, no.
Yes, you do. You're full of shit.
Like, everyone.
You're a liar.
Yeah, like everyone feels fear. It's what you do with that fear. When you fucking bring it in and you're just like, all right, show. Because that tells me this dude's thinking. Like, if you're thinking in a fight, like when you tell the people, well, I don't need to train MMA, I'll just black out. I'm like, bro, so you have no control of what you're doing during this. I'm gonna fucking eat you up.
Right.
Like the dude who can think through everything as he's getting punched in the face, and he's like, didn't like that. Let me.
Yeah, right.
That's fucking scary.
Right.
So I think the style would be those dudes who just go, and the chicks who just go in there and they're just like.
So, like, to your point you said about boxing, Duke Rufus said he thinks that boxing is the most difficult discipline of combat sports, period. Okay, that's his opinion. And that's a good opinion because he's a very well-versed coach, etc. But, like, so that's my point of boxing. There's certain, like, details that go so deep into boxing that if you did them in MMA, they'd get tore up. And the same thing with Muay Thai, the same thing with kickboxing, wrestling, etc. Jiu-jitsu. You want to play jiu-jitsu, you're going to get your elbow faced, or you're going to get your face elbowed off.
Elbow faced off.
Bro. Yeah.
That's fucked.
You know what I mean? It's got to blend all together.
I do think there are more people who can get away with basic jiu-jitsu than there are more people who can get away with basic boxing, if that makes any sense. Like, I think the high-level boxers, I'm talking like best of the best, when you see them in the ring, the way they're cutting angles and slipping, that is a very, very fine art.
Right.
Maybe that's what I think he's referring to, because like I feel more people can get away with basic level jiu-jitsu and
I feel that like you said, that's the fine art of how deep it gets.
It's deep. Yeah,
I think MMA, the fine art of MMA is simplifying all of that. Make sense?
Yeah, like you said earlier, cutting out the fat.
Cutting out the fat. Cutting out the things that can be taken advantage of from other disciplines.
Because I got into this argument with Devin. Like, it was like, dude, in a street fight, like, and I'm like, I don't know, because like if you get a high level jiu-jitsu guy versus a high level boxer in a street fight, who wins?
Who can wrestle?
Who wins?
Who can wrestle?
Well, who has wrestling ability? The jiu-jitsu guy. But also,
why? Like, what is he like? Does he wrestle or does he butt scoot? You know what I mean? Like, is he going to sit on his butt and walk at you? You're going to get punted in your face.
I don't want to say. Like,
but here's the thing: you
legit jiu-jitsu guys, because that'll piss people off.
It's like wrestling rules it. That's why. You know what I mean? Like, that transition is what rolls. Can you keep it standing? Can you keep it to the ground? That wrestling rules the cage because it dictates where the fight takes place. So that's the transition of things. So that's why who can wrestle. But having said that, if neither can do either, and we're just like, dude,
I don't know. I don't
because
have the answer.
Dude, like I see like other friends who just do jiu-jitsu and they get in their stance and it's like, dude, I'm gonna kick you right in your face. You're dead. Like, you can't even move correctly. Like, you're gonna trip over your own 2 feet moving left and right. I'm just gonna move laterally. You're gonna trip over your own feet and I'm gonna punch you and knock you out. But if you can get to me a little bit and you get a hold of me, that's a different story. I don't know.
Okay, here's another question. Here's another question. Who wins on average? Not like, but
here's the thing. They do say, I'm sorry to cut you off, but they do, the average fight always lands on the ground. So you could just give it to the jiu-jitsu guy. If it's pure boxing, you don't know shit.
Pure boxing.
Like, I'm going to throw a jab like this and you're going to be able to just tackle my legs? Sure.
That's what I mean. I mean extreme. I don't want the boxer who trains jiu-jitsu to be fucking pissed off. I mean, like, all you do is box. Mm-hmm. All you do is jiu-jitsu. Who, in a street fight, who would win? Because the boxer can...
Probably the one who's more primal, to be honest with you.
Fair.
Who's willing to grab the beer bottle?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, serious. You know?
Yeah, that's true, because there's other elements.
Yeah.
No. Oh, what about a boxer, a phenomenal boxer with jiu-jitsu experience and against a phenomenal jiu-jitsu practitioner with boxing experience?
You said the same thing. Didn't you say boxing?
No, I said one's extreme, just boxing, just jiu-jitsu. Now we're implementing, like, they kind of know a little bit of the other's style or fight.
So extreme boxing and jiu-jitsu and...
Extreme boxing was the first one with extreme jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
They don't know anything of the other sorts. You said if it technically goes to the ground, maybe the jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, probably.
Or the most primal one, which probably the better answer. Now you have a fucking phenomenal boxer who dabbles in jiu-jitsu, a phenomenal jiu-jitsu person who dabbles in boxing.
Okay.
Who wins that one?
I would say the jiu-jitsu probably the jiu-jitsu guy with the,
Dude, these are the conversations I'd be having,
This
bro.
is what, like, it's such detail. Like Unesi asked me the other day, we were standing waiting for my son to get picked up from school. That's how I do things, you know. We work out and go pick up my son. And she was like, who do you think's going to win between Pennington and Pena? And I was like asking me that, like, it's like asking like a project manager to like give you a price on a project without actually, like, I could give you a I give you a simple answer, but like
That's
details. Fair. You know what I mean?
What material we're using?
Yes, yes,
no, that
right.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
These are the questions we'd be talking about. Cause like, you know, Devin being a boxer, me doing jiu-jitsu and striking, and then, you know, other people who, you know, there's a Muay Thai guy who just does Muay Thai. It's like, each has their own discipline. Who wins? Like, if you just have your own discipline, and that's the beauty of MMA, right? Because it's all of it. But I mean,
you got to go back to the golden era, like UFC. Like, who won then? The thing is, though, who won then was jiu-jitsu, because no one knew what the fuck it was. Like, so they were like, what the hell is this? Then once they figured it out, it kind of went to, I don't know. Like,
don't let that dude near my fucking neck.
Yeah, yeah.
What are some of the biggest challenges in coaching you've encountered?
It's a good question.
No superficial shit here. We talk about the. No, okay. But like, yeah, what are especially in your career? What are some of the most challenging things you found in your career as a coach?
Honestly, I would have to say I'm like, not to sound like a baby, but I'm always kind of pushed aside, like, as a coach, and I think it's because I'm that good that people have insecurities, people have egos, and, well, it's not him, and it's kind of like, well, what do you mean? Like, what if I'm trying to work with everybody? You know what I mean? I work with people from every fucking gym. People who, you know, like, what
when you mean pushed aside, you mean like overlooked or?
Yes, undermined, overlooked.
How do you deal with that? What's your approach to it?
Who has my results? Everybody's entitled to opinion. Who has Yinzer Boxing's results?
Yeah. What lessons have you learned in when dealing with that? Do you
shut up and work?
Shut up.
Because dude, like, even today, like, sometimes, like, Hutch yelled at me the other day. He's like, dude, shut up. He was like, you're bigger than that. I'm not going to go into it, but he was like, dude, it's under you. And it's still, I'm Italian. You Italian? You look Italian.
I get that all the time. Puerto Rican, okay. So close.
So, but like, words matter to us. Like, someone says something, motherfucker, I'm going to smack you when I see you. You know what I mean? But it's like, okay, I don't need to smack you, because guess what? Someone I train is going to smack you.
No, I do.
And it's just like, dude, it's, you got to, like, okay, so here's a great example. Tommy Yankello, bringing it back, right? Last time Hutch fought in Pittsburgh, there's a dude who trolls me, and he was like, I'm talking like the fight's going, it's quiet, and this motherfucker's screaming like, knock him out, talking shit on Hutch. And I see him, and I'm like, whatever, who cares? I don't care. I swear I said that. Fight's over, all right? Hutch wins, whatever. Coming down the steps. Dude, it was like something out of a movie. Nobody's, keep in mind, this is a big, like, fight. There's all kind of people around. I'm coming down the steps, there's nobody around. It's just me and him. I don't remember anything until Bill's cousin grabbed me, like, he had his hand in front of me and gave me a beer. I was like, dude, settle down. I went after the dude and went right in his face and was like, fuck you, blah, 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 whatever. And he wouldn't do anything. As soon as the people got in between us, he started running his mouth again. Whatever, who cares?
That's how it always works, bro.
So I'm like walking back to the dressing room. I was like, fuck that dude, but whatever, you know. And Yankello's like, he's with his wife, and they're both looking at me. And Tommy's like, Chris, what are you doing? Who are you fighting with? And I told him. And he was like, Chris. He was like, look at you are, and look at who he is. You look at the IQ level you're dealing with, dude. He was like, dude, look, he was like, if I stopped every time somebody talks shit on me, I'd never get anything done. And I keep hammering that into my head. You know what? I haven't seen the dude that I'm talking about. I haven't seen him since. That's how relevant he is. We're going on like 3 fucking years. I haven't seen him since. You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm like, so like, it's like, how do you deal with the words? You just use them as fuel. I remember them and just put them into your actions.
Yeah,
As a coach, dude, like we're like the coaches, these coaches that like brand themselves and they want to be cool. Like, oh, I don't know. Yinzer Boxing's a brand, but I kind of just fell into it.
Well, you gotta have it nowadays. You gotta have like, and when you see that, it's affiliated. But, with
but
you.
like,
You
it didn't. I didn't create Yinzer Boxing until I had fucking 4 or 5 world-renowned fighters that were recognized around the world. I didn't say, "Hey, I'm Yinzer Boxing. Come and train with me. This is why." No, it was already. This is why. Now we'll create it. You know, I don't know.
That's a tough thing, right? Because
build the product, then. And again,
build the product, then market it.
Then market it. But as a coach, what's the product? Them.
Results, yeah.
Results.
Fighters.
Like, if I don't win, I won't have a job. Literally. I coach for a living. I coach fighters. They pay me to train them. If they're not winning, they're not going to pay me to train them. Think about that.
That's tough. That's tough. There's a pressure to that. Or I don't want to speak for you. Do you feel like there's a pressure to that? Like,
at times,
I need to maintain these results,
yes.
Or because you can get a fighter
but
who
dude,
you pour into and they just don't grasp. Or you,
I've had a hard time finding that person.
I'm not a coach.
I've had a hard time finding the person
That's
that doesn't have success under my guidance.
Is your coaching fighting and like kind of like life? Because life plays a lot into someone's fight. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
how you present yourself, how you carry yourself.
You can't hide the truth. Like, if I have somebody fight a cherry, when they blast them away, I go, great job, cool. Now let's get back to work. That's what was supposed to happen. You know? If they make a mistake, like, I remember Hustleton fought that one big dude, and Huss got subbed, like, in a minute or something, and they both come charging the fuck out, and both threw a big right hand, okay? And Huss got hit with it and wobbled a little bit, and then come right back. He was fine. And after the fight, me and Isaac looked at it. And we're like, dude, if you would have landed, you would have knocked him out. We'd still be having the same conversation. That was the wrong thing to do. Results, you got to, you can't just look at a result and be like, oh, well, we won. Well, you got to fight. You get the right and the wrong too.
Yeah, winning is awesome, but you have to. Why did you win? And how do we maintain that win?
Why did you win? Oh, well, it's because the guy you fought hasn't fought before. Oh, okay, cool. That's why you won? Great.
Yeah, a win is a win, they say.
A win is a win, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I was going to say earlier, not to backtrack, but I could call the Italian a lot, but like, it's this mindset thing of like, sometimes I'm always the dude who's like, bro, like, it's not worth it.
Right.
Because I was a fucking hothead growing up. I'll admit it. That's why I got into a lot of fights, right?
Dude, I'm so emotional and so energetic that like it took a long time for me to hone it. And
Italians understand.
And keep it in.
When I talk to Italians, they understand because it's like I'm passionate, right? I'm
That's
passionate.
What it is. Yeah.
And I have my values and sets of beliefs, and when they're fucking questioned, it's like you just put a dagger at me, and I take that shit personal. Mm-hmm. And growing up, I found myself in a lot of fights.
Not to cut you off, but what you just said, when people talk shit on my coaching, that's a dagger.
Dude,
you just said I'm feeding my fucking kid with that. Okay.
It's what you do for a fucking living. It's what your
wait
pride
till I'm across the cage from you. I'll bet you I'll bet your fighter shoots. I'll bet your fighter shoots. They all do. They all think they can strike till they run into a Yinzer. Then they're shooting for takedowns.
Till they run into a Yinzer. Dude,
they all think they can strike.
I love the brand because like Yinzer is like it's Pittsburgh, but it's also what you do. How did you get out of that? Coaching aside, you say you let your fighter show up, but like how you personally, when you're getting attacked and you feel like I take that shit personal, and one part of me is like, bro, it ain't worth it. Like, I'm gonna knock this dude the fuck out, and then we're gonna be still here, right?
Right.
I just don't hear his mouth anymore. But what was solved? Nothing. Or I ignore him and he continues, but like it doesn't really like if I ignore him, it shouldn't bother me. Like how do you balance that? Because it took a long time, a lot of trouble, a lot of hurt body parts.
I'll let it go Like people, like if somebody's gonna keep talking to the point that like everybody's gonna understand about it, I'll come right to you. I'll come right to you on, where we're at. I don't know, Stout Saturday. I'll come right to you on the mat and be like, dude, why are you running your fucking mouth about me? Like if it's that bad, I'm gonna confront you. It's man to man. That's all.
That don't happen a lot anymore. That's sad.
It's but.
Dude, I like that. I do. That's how I am. I'm like, oh, you were saying so. I like to hear from the source. Yo, what's up?
I mean, dude. So there's other times like I'll hear somebody talk some shit, and I'll be like, okay, hey, my man, you want to? I need some sparring. Can we come over and spar? Yeah, sure, cool. Set it up. Da da da. Then they cancel the day of. Oh, weird how that works.
That's a good get back. I'm gonna have to use
weird.
That. Like, yo, let's spar real quick.
It's like okay, this person said like. I've had people come to me and be like, hey, did you hear this person said that? I'm like, yeah. And then Patton will be like, I'll take care of it.
Dude, okay. You gotta have soldiers.
I'll take care of it.
Up. He's a fucking rider. He's a fucking rider. And if he comes on my door like, yo, I heard, like, bro, hold on. 1, I don't talk shit. 2, I'm gonna need some tequila before we fight. Because I don't want to feel it. He's a fucking... That's one dude I need to train with. He invited me to the Mat Factory. Yeah. That's one dude I gotta train with. He's fucking lengthy, though. Like I'm like no striking.
Yeah.
What fuels you to keep coaching? What's your drive to keep coaching? I know you got bills to pay, but you can pay your bills 100 fucking ways. Like why?
I can pay my bills doing shit a lot easier than
this.
Yeah.
Like what keeps you in this game?
It's deep.
Good, even better.
Like. It's like there's a deep love to it that like, it's real deep. Like fighters have stories. Like I'm definitely a coach because like I found myself here. I'm not like I didn't go one day. I think I'm gonna be a coach. I mean I always saw myself like I said about the Charlie Conway comment. Like I always saw myself coaching, but like it wasn't like something I'm like I'm gonna be a coach one day. That's what I want to do. You know, when I grow up, I want to be a coach of this or that. It wasn't that. It's just like my mom is super, super empathetic. And then my dad's like one of the biggest like narcissists. I don't want to go deep into it and talk shit on my dad, but like winning is very, very important to the point that like he's not a bad person. He drank a lot.
I get it.
But like
family.
I didn't get much attention if I didn't win. So it's like now it's like if I don't win, I don't feel loved.
And that's a very real thing, man. Like I know you're being vulnerable right now, but like a lot of people feel this way.
Like I realized it whenever my son was born. That was the year that Kama kind of, had his losses in the UFC. John had his, he took a couple losses. But, I mean, we were at the highest levels, whatever. But it was like, that was a bad year, coach. Dude, I think it was like 4 years, and I didn't lose one fight. I can't say that. That can't be true. But it was like very fucking minimal.
You were on the high.
Dude,
you were on the high.
Like, but it wasn't nothing big. But it was like, and then boom, and then all of a sudden it was like, I took a bunch of losses in 1 year, and it was like, oh shit, like what the hell? You know what I mean? I went from like never losing to having more losses in 1 year than I can remember. And that was the year my son was born, and I was fucking miserable all year. And it was like, dude, you have your son. You're like, shouldn't you be like happy? No, I'm pissed because I'm losing. So it made me realize how important winning is, and like, it's important for me to tell my son I love him every day, even though I'm going to make him, he's already super fucking competitive. And he's already getting that, but it's like, it's important to say you love you every day, because I never got that,
No, that's huge. And I have conversations with people and why I am how I am. And it's like, why do I let people walk all over me? And I was just having this the other day, and it's like, it's not that I let people walk all over me. It's that I'm going to approach people how I wished I was approached as a kid.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the guy I needed growing up. And there comes a point in life where you can go one way of like, oh, this is how I was treated, so this is how I'm going to fucking treat
You're
everyone.
Exactly like him, or the complete opposite.
Or the complete opposite. And I always try to see the best in everyone.
Yep.
100%. Even if I get shit on. And it's like, even the dude I fight, bro. I've gone in fights, dude's fucking mouth is busted.
Internal.
And I'm like, are you good?
Everything's internal.
Yeah.
And like that's another thing, but people talking shit, that's internal.
It is.
You're talking shit out of your own insecurities.
And that's what took me as an adult, as I matured. I'm like, is it worth, like, this person's fucking hurting and this is their way to doing it, of like making me feel what they feel. Am I going to stoop to their level? Don't get it fucked up. Sometimes I will.
Right.
Sometimes I slip. But the majority of the time I'm just like, I'm not going to, like, this is where they want me. I'm not going to get there.
Right.
But I understand what you're saying. Like, I always put my best foot forward and I expect others to do the same. And I don't always get that. And sometimes I take it personal because I'm like, what the fuck? I'm giving you all of me and you're shitting on it.
Some people.
But that's okay. Because
the thing is, like, so to your point, like as a coach, I said before, hey, I don't have time for people that aren't going to be consistent. Like you said, like you give and you give and you give and you get shit on. There's a part of that as a coach that you just kind of have to kind of expect it. Like Teddy McCron just said one time, he was like, dude, if you love this, you're going to get shit on. It's like you're going to get your heart broke to some degree or another. I've been in this long enough that I can see with people who is real and who isn't. And it's my basement. I'm training you in my basement. It's one-on-one or it's a small group of us. Like fake. I don't even get people that reach out to me. Like, hey, will you train me? They're not like, they find themselves elsewhere because they know that I'm serious. They know that this is real. When I tell people hey, I want to start from an amateur, I'll be like, okay, this is what it is hourly. The more we work, the cheaper it will get. I'll drop you down I'll bottom you out at this rate. Okay. And when you turn pro, I take this percentage of your purse. When we get to the big leagues, it's this. And that's it from day one. There's no discrepancy there.
It's an investment.
It's
They're investing, and you're investing.
Dude, I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't give a fuck what type of athlete you are. I'll build you. We'll build you. This is fighting. This is a technique-driven sport. It's not an athletic endeavor. It's, it doesn't matter if you run a 4.240. You gotta. It's a technical It's a technique-driven sport.
It's a technique-driven sport, and I think a lot of it is a mindset-driven sport.
Well, yeah, of course.
Because if you have
the mindset's the 1%, and then it's a technique-driven sport.
Because if you don't have that fucking mindset, man, you're not
to your
gonna
point,
make it.
These people like that mindset, like, dude, like you got to figure everybody getting into the cage has that mindset to some degree or another. You at least made that decision.
Yeah, no,
okay. So there's some degree to that. Now we're on another level. Now we're to the next level of, okay, now we're all MMA fighters here. We're all fighters. Where are you at from here? Like, who's real, who isn't? It's very easy to get into a cage when you know you're going to smash a person across from you.
Yeah.
Very easy. Very easy.
It's very easy to do something when you know you're going to be successful at it.
Dude, you would be surprised at how accurate I am at, like, predicting people pulling out of fights or, like, how things will turn out. Like, I've done it, like, down to the date where I've forgotten about it, and people message me, like, dude, you called it. And I'll be like, oh, shit, yeah, I forgot. Well, I knew who that guy is. I know he's not real. It's a social media thing. And then when it come time, oh, you're fighting a real fighter? We'll see. It's very, I don't know.
It's obvious that you're
as much as the game blossoms, there's a yin to every yang. There's going to be a lot of fallacies that come with it. It's just the way it is. The bigger the game gets, the more people can hide. You know what I mean?
I mean, we see that now in a certain promotion. You got the talkers, the heavy hitters, and then when push comes to shove, it's like, oh, what happened? It's like, oh, I wonder what happened. But it's that mind. Like, you either have that dog in you, or you say you have that dog in you.
Yeah, you're not a dog because people say you are on the internet and you fucking bark or wear T-shirts or whatever the fuck it is. You're a dog because you showed dog-like performances.
It's obvious you're like, this is a big passion of yours and a drive of yours. When you have a fighter and you know they're about it, you know they're in it, but this is a fucking tough industry to be in. When you find them breaking or you find them slipping, How do you motivate them? How do you get them back on track? Is that something, because you're invested in them, right?
Yeah.
Like not to say Justin Patton does this, but Justin Patton has earned your respect. He's having an off week or
that doesn't happen.
Or that
doesn't happen.
Pretending.
Not for him.
We're using his cookie cutter. You have a guy like him that
But
you've invested in.
I use him as an example. I have fighters that are like fucked up in the head mentally, and I'm not going to give names. And I'll say not mentally, but you know what I mean. Like
they're having
anxiety about fighting, etc. And I'll be like, dude, like there was a point in time when Patton didn't have this mindset. There was a point in time where he might have been like telling himself, looking in the mirror in the morning and saying, believe in yourself. He doesn't have to do that anymore because he does. You know what I mean? Like that's a part of moving into getting that mindset. Like I don't even like there's like a lot of coaches, not a lot, but the coaches have some coaches have a mindset that you need to be ignorant to people and rude to them to toughen them up. Like, dude, if you're from Erie.
Yeah.
I know what it's like up there. If you're rude and ignorant to people where I come from, at minimum, you're going to get punched in your mouth. You might get stabbed.
You hope just to get punched in the mouth. Might get
like I don't talk to people, like you just said, I don't talk to people like that a certain way because when I did growing up, I got punched in my face. So you learn right from wrong.
Instant feedback.
Like, dude, yeah. So there was a fight, I think it was CFFC. Who fought? Probably John DeJesus. But there was a guy on the undercard, and he got into it. Or no, actually, yeah, it was John DeJesus because the second time we were there in the first fight, this dude who I was just happening to be talking to, the second fight, I'm wrapping his hands. He needs someone to wrap his hands. But the first fight, he got into it and got into like a big fight backstage. I asked him what happened. And he told me like, dude was running, he said, dude ran his mouth so much leading up to the fight. He's like, I don't care, it's a fight, you know? But then after the fight, he talked shit on his family, so dude went after him. And I said to him, I was like, they're from South Philly, which is a much rougher area than I grew up in. And I was saying to them, and I'm like, that just goes to show you, dude doesn't come from a place where we come from. Where I come from, when you are rude to someone, you get dealt with. Where you guys come from, I know it's South Philly, you get dealt with. Anybody running their mouth non-fucking stop, we just know that you've never been dealt with, bro.
You ain't never been smacked.
You ain't never
That's
been
the problem with
smacked
social media. That is the fucking
And that's the
problem
thing
with
about the
social
competition with MMA. You can run your mouth on social media. Then you get into the cage. Well, you got someone you know you're going to smash. Cool. You could keep running it. You know, you got to.
I mean, with like everyday
But that's how you
people.
build a brand, too.
Yeah.
So there's a give and a take with that. There's a give and a take with that.
Yeah, dude, social media has come a place where you could just say what you want without consequences, man. I'll read some comments. I'm not a big commenter. Like, I know to build your brand, you kind of have to engage in the algorithm.
I know, yeah.
But like, I'll see some comments and I'm like, you're sitting at
You're
your
a piece
house,
of shit. Yep.
moving your little fucking thumbs, and I know you would never say some shit like that in someone's face. That's a fucking pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
Like if I won't say it to your face, I ain't saying it in a private message and social media, nothing. Because like that's the dude I am.
That's a man. That's not what a man does,
dude. And I see this shit and I'm like, bro, I hope you get your fucking teeth kicked in. Like I'm not gonna waste my time, but I hope you fucking get your teeth kicked in.
Yeah.
And sometimes you see that. What's the importance of you know, we kind of touched on the mindset thing, but like how important is it to have your fighters in that mindset for fighting, and how do you develop that leading up to the fight? Or do you just like, hey, where your mind is where your mind is. I'm focused on the fighting.
Yeah, like I'm focused on the tactical aspect of things, but as far as building their mind for a fight, that's done outside of camp.
Yeah,
in my opinion, like
okay,
you're like you're working on that stuff. Like it's fight. You're either there or you're not. It's not really a.
I guess my question is like,
maybe
because the mind is built through training.
Yeah,
right.
Okay. That's there you go. Confidence is built through work ethic. Period. I just read it on the Instagram this morning. Dude, confidence is built through work ethic. So I push people towards the truth. Work. What are you bad at? Do it.
That's okay. That's where I was going for. Like,
or what, you know what I mean?
Someone's in the heavy
when we're
bag
not
and
in
they're
camp,
tired.
just for example, if we're not in camp, we're working on something that we need to work on. When we get into camp, Now we got a target. Okay. We look at now we start to look at what do they do, etc.
What's some habits that you do that keep you like in the game with coaching and fighting? Like, is there anything you like? Do you research? Do you have it all figured out already and you're just putting it
No
out?
one ever has it all figured out.
I was hoping you said it.
Yeah.
I was like, you talking a lot of good shit. So like, what are some things you do as a coach that keep you, ahead of the game and being the best for your fighters? Something that would make you maybe different than other coaches.
My approach is different, period. People will tell you that if you train at the Peach Pit, we are not doing things that other people are doing. I don't want to sound like, oh, I reinvented the wheel. I didn't reinvent the wheel. I took a bunch of concepts, put them together, da-da-da-da-da. We're not doing conceptually what other people are doing. It's more than believe it or not, people, at this point, it's a little more than the boxing basics.
No.
Yeah, it's a little more mixed martial arts. Yeah, might be a little bit more than that.
What are your long-term goals in this coaching thing? Where do you see your career going? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh, in 5 years, we're gonna have multiple. We're gonna be the Mac. We'll be a Mac. I think we'll be a Mecca of MMA. We'll be one of the hotbed areas per se that people are, talking about. Personally, from a coach's standpoint, I want to be the winningest coach in Pittsburgh sports history. I want to pass Chuck Noll. I want 5. And then we'll go from there, but that's the first goal.
I want to be the very best. That's the first thing that popped into my... What is the Pokemon?
Right? Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
But, yeah.
No. Okay. Dude.
But, I mean, from a personal standpoint, if I got 5, that means they got 5. You know what I mean? Like, these stories are... I'm just a conductor of these stories. I want Carly to tell her story to the world, to inspire people. Patton, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Everybody got a story. I want your story to spot... Everybody, some people connect with Craig Perry. Some people connect with Justin Patton.
You're
some
just a
people connect with
catalyst.
Cheyenne. Some people connect with Carly.
You're just the catalyst.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, that's a big word, but
I guess.
No, what advice would you give to like aspiring fighters or someone who maybe they're in the amateur game and they're deciding to go into pro and make this a full-time thing, a living? Like, what advice would you give them to being successful as fighters?
Run towards the truth.
The truth being?
Pay attention to results. Pay attention to results. Look at what's winning. I mean, I didn't you gotta look around, see, that's when, like, for example, back to Tommy and Kelly. How many people told me he was a bad coach growing up? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, he's a world champion. He has several national champions. You don't have any. How can you say you don't have to agree with the way somebody does something? But when you got results that are proven over and over and over and over again, they're clearly doing something right. I don't have to do it your way, but you're doing something right. Let's learn from it. Let's see what you're doing. All right, I'll take that and I'll put it into what I do.
Oftentimes people will I don't like that person, so
100%.
So what they do is wrong. It's like,
and it's not even I don't like that person. It's I don't like them because, and they'll create narratives. You know how many times I've heard I'm an asshole from the outside?
You're just Italian.
How many people, how many people you see work with me that leave? If I was an asshole, they would leave. Everybody stays. There's a reason for that. I'm on it, but they create a narrative that, well, maybe that guy's an asshole because they don't want to, like you said, it's not them. So we got to create a narrative as to why it's not us. That person's an asshole. That group's an asshole. We don't like them. Why? Well, because they're winning more than us. So sorry. Why don't you pay attention to what they're doing? Maybe they're doing something right that can help you out, right? Work together.
You can learn from everyone.
You can learn from everybody.
Even if you don't like the person.
Even if it's someone who don't know shit, you can learn what not to do. This gym gets knocked out every time they go out. Okay, what are they doing wrong?
For sure. I just thought of something I want to do because your fucking accent is so thick.
Okay. Sweet.
I just don't know how to... What's the clear liquid that you drink?
A clear liquid?
What is that?
That's water. What do you think it was, vodka?
No, I'm saying Like pronunciations, right? Everyone shits on Pittsburgh and Pittsburghese for how they pronounce stuff.
Yeah.
So I just want to see like how you pronounce certain things, which usually water's not another one. Where do you clean your clothes?
Washington. Wash. I wash my clothes.
Oh, you don't have that.
That's not that bad. That's wash, I think people say.
Wash, yeah. Washing.
Yeah.
What do you call?
I got like the Like
yeah, dude, that's what I noticed. You're like,
hard, yeah.
You're like, go downtown.
Yeah, that.
Go
yeah,
downtown.
downtown. That, yeah.
Dude,
that come off so smooth, by the way.
Dude, I think I may pick up your accent. Yins need to stop fucking with me because I'm about to start talking out the side of my neck. What do you, the place you put your groceries, the thing you put your groceries in and push, what do you call that? I want to see how Pittsburgh you are.
It's a buggy, shopping cart buggy.
Dude,
a pop. Is it a pop?
That's another one.
Soda?
I never.
A pop compared to soda.
So that's like, is that location based or? Because I say pop, but I grew up in Erie. But
Erie's not far.
But Hispanics call it soda because in Spanish it's soda.
Okay.
But I call it pop. Am I Pittsburgh, bro?
Maybe.
Am I
a little bit? A little bit.
I'm mini Pittsburgh. What do you call someone who's nosy?
Nosy. Nebby. Neb shit.
So this one, I don't know. I've never heard this. Let's see. A term that some believe originated from the Pennsylvania Dutch, but researchers say, oh, that's nothing. Red up. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Red up. Yeah, you got to clean up. That's like cleaning up. You're going to red up the office. Like, you know, you read up the office before I got here.
I never fucking heard of that.
Yeah.
Used to warn someone that the roads are icy.
Warning someone that the roads are icy?
Yeah.
They're slippy. Is that right? Yeah. Yeah.
He's as fucking Pittsburgh as it gets. How do you say the first part, the metal that's the first part of our football team?
Iron. Right?
I mean, you said that was the next one I was going to ask. Iron. Oh. But no. So the Pittsburgh, what's the first part of the second part of that word, if that makes any sense? It's a metal.
Yeah. I can't think right now.
Steel. How do you say that metal?
Steel.
Here it says still.
Still. Oh, like Stillers.
The Stillers.
Yeah. If I say still, you hear Stillers. Like ill. Stillers. Yeah.
Dude, this language blows my mind. It's a fucking language. It should be in like the language book. Where can, as we conclude, I just wanted to go through that because dude, hearing your fucking talk the whole time, I'm like, I'm going to start, when I'm around Italians, I'll start picking up an Italian accent. When I'm around like Irish people, I'll pick up an Irish accent. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I'm bilingual, but dude, when I listen to like thick Pittsburgh accents, I start.
How many languages do you speak?
So I speak 2.
English and Spanish?
English and Spanish, but then I was taking French, so I can kind of speak French because it's very similar to Spanish.
I've been trying to learn Spanish.
Bro.
For you now, see.
Do it.
I am. It's getting there.
What do you use like an app or how?
Yeah, we use Google Translate or like I got words on like the wall, like shoulders, hips, like, you know, like shit like that.
Tell me something in Spanish. Not to put you on the spot. Give me a sentence you've learned.
Oh, I don't got nothing. Like
say yo no hablo español.
Yo no hablo español.
Hey, I
know
Spanish.
numbers. I know shoulders, hips.
What's
and
head?
I have like
what's head?
Hombre, right?
Hombre is man.
What's head?
Cabeza.
Cabeza. Yeah.
So
okay.
Boom, cabeza. Not to be confused with cerveza. That's beer. Where can people find you if they want to, you know, follow your journey? Or let's say we have a fighter who fucking hurt you and like, that's the fucking dude I want to be with. Like, if you're taking people or not, but like, where can people follow your journey or follow you or learn more about you if they do want to connect with you?
Instagram, Yinzer Fight Coach. Also my website, yinzerboxing.com. There's a little brief write-up of my history a little bit.
I probably should have fucking checked that out before I sat down, huh?
Yeah, maybe.
I just, you know, I always battle between that, right? Like doing research on people, which I have done with some, and then just coming in and getting to learn you like on the spot off the rip. But like you seem to be outgoing. You're in the fight world, so you tend to be like, I made a mistake of doing that with one of my guests of like, I'm just going to sit down
they're
with
real
them.
quiet.
Dude, they were so
and
quiet.
open
And
up.
I'm
Yeah.
like, that's tough. Cause like I can't find that connection that we have to them
Right.
to dive down. So that was one of the tougher episodes.
Yeah.
We'll see if people can figure out which one that one is. But it was one of the hardest episodes I ever had. And I'm not that dude that goes, oh, I'm not airing this, or like, dude, this is about people's stories and
Right.
stuff. And
That's what it is.
you have a bad day, you have a bad day.
Yeah.
Like I get 0 views on it, I get fucking 0 views,
Yeah.
whatever. I'm more, I try to be as authentic, as forward as I can be. I always try to put my best foot forward. So, the last thing I can be is fucking canceled because I don't care. Yeah, no. So I appreciate you for jumping on, bro. Coming out here, you just came from running out your day and stuff. Took time out of your day for me. So appreciate you for jumping on. This is the one with Chris Williams, the Yinzer Boxing Coach. We're out. Later.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.